I can't find the answers anywhere. Wait. ATV answers? Mikey? Let's try.
Yeah.
You Mikey?
I sure am.
Can you answer my ATV questions?
I sure can.
Let's go, baby!
Let's go take the old Yamaha Bruin out. I'll answer some of your questions here. Goddamn kids don't know anything these days.
Well, what does ATV stand for? ATV stands for all-terrain vehicle. ATV. People asking, are ATVs street legal? Nah, ATVs are not street legal. There are some exceptions where people have made their ATVs street legal, and those things are sweet. You should check them out on the internet. Those rocks up there, huh? Next question's about, can ATVs go in water? Yeah, ATVs can go in water, but most manufacturers have a certain amount of water they tell you can go in, and most of them say about up to the footwell, the bottom of the quad essentially. You obviously see people go in water a lot deeper than that. They'll go in water that's fucking over their head, and they have these snorkel kits on there. Snorkel kit's pretty awesome if you're into that thing, but it's for sure a special niche area in the ATV market. So you gotta know what you're getting into if you want to do that kind of thing. I think it's pretty awesome, but it's very expensive. I wouldn't want to spend all my money on that, to be honest with you. But if I had extra bucks to do it, I'd do it. Another question I saw asked a lot on the internet was who makes and sells the most ATVs? So Honda used to be the #1 maker and seller, but then Polaris is now the #1 maker and seller of ATVs overall, and they do a pretty good job of it. Is there a better, more safe option besides an ATV? Well, there's a side-by-side. It's a UTV. It's those things that essentially look like a four-wheeler but bigger, and you sit in it like a car. And they're awesome, and they go through stuff like this. And they're a little bit safer, but here's the thing is they have a lot more power and stuff, so people tend to get a lot more rowdy with them. And so they can be safer for the average person. I'd say, yeah, a side-by-side is safer than an ATV. Do you need a helmet to ride an ATV? You should wear a helmet while you're riding an ATV. I'm not doing anything really weird right now. I'm shooting a little video, going pretty slow. I'm right behind my house. But if I was going away from my property and with friends or something, I know I get weird. I know I'm gonna act up and be stupid. You get around a bunch of your friends, start doing a bunch of dumb stuff. You should throw a helmet on, even if you are on an older Yamaha Bruin or something that isn't too fast, because you don't know if someone's gonna hit you or if you're just gonna get goofy and fall off and you just hit your head the wrong way. That could be it. Could lose your eyesight, could lose your hearing, could not be able to walk again or something crazy. You know, you're in a controlled manner going around your property doing cleanup and stuff. Obviously, you know, you can do what you want. A manufacturer is always gonna recommend wearing a helmet for obvious reasons. Gotta avoid a lawsuit and whatnot. I would recommend wearing a helmet for obvious reasons. I'm not going through all that. We'll just save that for another day, another video.
I told him to be careful, and first thing he does, he runs her into the mud. Sitting there just gunning it, spinning the fucking tires, burning the engine out of it. The thing's probably fucked at this point. No brake burns, Ricky! No donuts! He's gonna rack it.
Sarah, that's what we named this Bruin, will make it through this stuff, but she's clean. I'm not trying to get her all dirty right now, so we're gonna skip that. Sitting here looking at this mud hole, you could definitely break something going through something like this. So we have to wonder who makes the most reliable ATV. Honda. Honda makes their most reliable just about anything, and it stays true with their ATVs. You can beat the snot out of their quads. They're not the fastest, they're not the most comfortable, they don't look the best, but they usually run for some reason. They'll be falling apart and still run. And so Honda is definitely the most reliable as far as really any motor goes. Honda's reliable, but what's the fastest? It definitely isn't a Yamaha Bruin, we know that. The fastest quad is Can-Am Outlander, Maverick, I don't even know, Mavericks are side by side. Outlander, I believe. Their big ATV is the fastest quad on the market right now. The Raptor 700 is pretty fast, but it's a sport quad, and it is still not as fast as the Can-Am. Probably the most common question that I saw on the internet was, what's the most common thing that makes people crash on an ATV? Alcohol, just alcohol and lack of awareness is what causes most ATV accidents. Half these dudes don't pay attention as it is, and then they like to get all liquored up and do dumb shit with their units, and also litter, which isn't fun. Those are the main reasons why people crash these things. Because they're drinking and because people aren't paying attention. Those are the two biggest things right there. We'll add a third, the road. People, these things are meant for off-road. So when you put them on the road, they behave differently, and people don't treat them differently. And then they find out real quick when they're laying on their ass and they got no more skin left on their ass that it handles a lot different on the road. So who makes the best quad just kind of overall? Probably the Polaris Sportsman 570. It's kind of just the best selling four-wheeler that there is, and there's a lot of good reason. It does kind of everything you need it to do. It's comfortable, it looks good, got a lot of accessories for it. Now they're very popular, so a lot of people have them. But as far as reliability goes, if you want something where you don't really got to mess with it too much, then you got to go with the Honda. The Honda's the way to go for you. Check this out though, I gotta show you this. I got this whole setup here. So we need this trail to go this way better. I got this giant tree in the way, which isn't gonna, I can't move it. I don't have anything to move this thing with. I don't have the right tools to cut it up with, nor can I afford the right tools to cut it up with. So my idea is I got a little 20 volt DeWalt chainsaw. We notch this tree out right like this, and then I can just clean that stuff up and drive through here with the four-wheeler. Plunging a 20 volt DeWalt though doesn't like work that great. It don't have the nut to do it.
All right, let's go find this last question.
Last question is, what is the average lifespan of a ATV side by side? About 10,000 miles, 15,000 miles, somewhere in there. You see, it really depends on you and what you're doing with it and how you're taking care of it. That is essentially all what it boils down to. Change the oils in those things. Make sure that you clean it as much as you can. Keep all the dirt out of it and all that stuff. And that's kind of how you make it last a long time. Because other than that, it ain't lasting at all. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.